Hi, this is Alex Helmbrecht, the Sports Information Director at Chadron State College, and I'm sitting here this morning with Chadron State head football coach Jay Long. The Eagles had a tough road trip, falling 45-38 at nationally ranked Colorado State University Pueblo on Saturday. The Thunderwolves entered the game as the number 2 team in the nation and will, in all likelihood, continue that ranking this week after surviving Chadron State in an overtime game, 45-38. It was actually the second time in a row these two teams have played an overtime game at Pueblo. 2 years ago, the Eagles lost in triple overtime, 33-30. So it was definitely familiar territory for both of the teams involved. Coach, I know that there's sometimes losses sting a little bit more than other ones in a game where the Eagles had leads pretty much for the entire game and never trailed until overtime. I'm sure this one probably stings a little differently.
Every loss hurts. I mean, there's no doubt there. When you look at it, I feel the hardest for our seniors. We traveled 17 seniors to that trip, and they put every bit of their heart and soul into that game. And they I think in their career they've only beat Pueblo once, and that was when they were freshmen. And when you look at that, that was hard on them, and it was a hard loss for the team to take. But when you look at it, there were some positives that came from that game, and the biggest one is that I'm proud of the way the guys played. I thought they played extremely hard, and they wanted that game against a great opponent.
Things couldn't have started out much better for Chadron State. Pueblo went 3-and-out on its first drive, and then the Eagles put together a really nice 10-play, 78-yard drive, capped off by a nice toss to Chapman Ham, who made a couple guys miss and even threw a stiff arm or two to get in the end zone from 22 yards out. Then on the ensuing kickoff, Pueblo's kick returner fumbled the ball. It took Chadron State just 3 plays to find the end zone with Glenn Clinton's first of 2 touchdowns on the day. He came in from 3 yards out. And then on Pueblo's next drive, there was an interception. However, the Eagles weren't able to capitalize on that after throwing an interception of their own. But really kind of a crazy first half. CSC goes up 21-3 after Chapman Ham's second touchdown of the day. But then Pueblo reels off 2 straight touchdowns. 2 straight touchdowns to make it 21-16 at half. Going into halftime, what are you telling your guys?
I think that what we put a big focus on this week was a strong start and providing a spark on special teams to change the game. And our special teams did an outstanding job, I felt, this weekend versus Pueblo. They got a turnover on special teams. We also, we were perfect on our extra points and our field goal. And I thought that the field position battle, we definitely were in great shape in regards to special teams play. Going in the second half, we knew that there was going to be highs and lows in this game, and we needed to make sure we rode the highs and weathered the lows and battled up from the lows. And I thought our guys did that for the whole game, and we knew it was going to be a shootout, and it became a shootout there at the end. And just the end of the game, they got the last play and we didn't.
In the second half, Chadron State started out strong again. Michael Madkins had a nice kickoff return that set up the Eagles pretty well. Then Glenn Clinton reeled off a long run that set him up for another touchdown. He came in from 7 yards out. But then the rest of the second half, as Coach mentioned, was basically a track meet. There was 5 touchdowns scored. The Pueblo came back, tied the game at 31 apiece. They were driving, I believe it was 3rd and goal from inside the 10, the quarterback threw a fade route. The wide receiver didn't really run a fade. Connor Casey intercepted the ball in the end zone. Chadron State took full advantage of it and drove 80 yards in 6 plays. Michael Madkins capped it off with really a beautiful 47-yard touchdown run alongside the far sideline. And things were looking to be Chadron State's way. They led 38-31. However, Pueblo got the ball back, scored on 4th and 1 from the 1-yard line to tie the game, and then just got you guys in overtime.
And when like I said, when we look at the game, I mean there were definitely some positives, and and the negatives were when we looked on film, we thought that on each side of the ball there was 3 opportunities for us to win the game, and and if we could have had one of those opportunities go our way, the game could have been in our favor. But when you look at it, Pueblo's a terrific football program and a terrific team, and they got us at the end, and that's football. At the end of the game, when the guys we come into the visit, talk to the guys, talk to the team. It was like I told them, I said, there's really nothing a person can say when you lose like this. It's tough, and it's got to be tough. It's got to hurt because all of the effort and time that we put into this game, it's got to hurt. And when you look at it, come today, we got to start changing our mindset and focusing toward Black Hills State. And we're excited to be home this week.
The two teams combined to run nearly 150 plays on Saturday and well over 1,000 yards. Both teams ran the ball exceptionally well. Pueblo ran it for 312 yards on 45 carries. CSC ran for 281 on 39. Glenn Clinton had a huge day, ran 29 times for 205 yards. That's a career high a week after rushing it for, I believe, 31 against Adams State for 198 yards. So Glenn Clinton's gone over, or has rushed for 400 yards in his last two games. And as you mentioned last week, he goes into beast mode, and he did it again.
He's a terrific running back, and anytime you get yards like that, the offensive line and our receivers and John calling the plays the right way, is definitely a big factor with it. But he gets those extra yards, the yards after contact, and he had a great day. And I thought Michael was a great changeup coming in and providing a spark with a big run for a touchdown. And Chapman Ham on offense also had a big day catching the ball. He looked like a football player, and he like I said, had a good day. And also John McClain managed the game well, came out with 2 touchdowns. And on defense, Treeland Taylor, if we would have got this win, I think he would have been a D2 football player of the week, defensive football player of the week. I think he had 14 tackles and 2 interceptions, and he was all over the place and making terrific big plays. And he had a big day in that regards. And the last one I want to just give a shout out to would be Josh Borm. We really put a focus on him kicking the ball on our kickoffs to a certain point, and he did that all game, and it pinned them and made them have long fields. And I thought that he had a good day also punting the ball.
Yeah, Josh averaged 43 yards a kick. He only had 3 punts. There was actually only 5 punts in the game. He had a long of 52, 1 inside the 20, and he also had that really important fumble recovery and looked like a big fullback out there rolling around once he had that ball. So another good day for Josh Bourne, the sophomore from Cheyenne. Coach, as you mentioned, the season's certainly not over. You're 4-2 overall, 3-1 in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. Both of your losses, ironically enough, have come against number 2 ranked teams. Montana State in Bozeman is ranked number 2 in Division I AA, and Pueblo certainly appears to be among the cream of the crop in Division II, ranked number 2 right now. What's the focus going forward? You still have 5 games to play, and I think 3 of them are at home.
I would say, this is the easy question. I mean, our focus is to get back on track and win the next games. We're football players here, and this loss was tough, but it ain't the end of the world. We got more games to play, and this week we're going up against Black Hills State, and Black Hills State's put together two close games, lost about like in the fashion that we just lost, and we need to make sure that we do our jobs, execute, and play Eagle football, and come tomorrow we'll hit our first practice, and that's what will be our focus.
As Coach mentioned, the Eagles will welcome Black Hills State. It's a renewal of rivalries, so to speak. Black Hills State has been an NAIA team for quite some time. They're playing their first season in the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference. They kind of made the ascension to Division II. They've been in the process. We'll talk to Coach Long about that. He was a big part of that during his time there at Black Hills State. They're currently 1-4 overall, 1-3 in the RMAC. Their one win came against Western State a couple weeks ago. They defeated the Mountaineers 21-7. It was also their first Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference win ever. And then last week they lost a tough game to Adams State 20-17, where they actually led in the fourth quarter, but turnovers kind of doomed them down there. Coach, certainly a team that you're no stranger to. You were there as an assistant coach for several years, and you were the head coach there for 3 years. Your good friend John Reiners is now in charge there. What do you expect the game to be like on the field, I guess, would be the first part of the question, and then what are your feelings this week looking forward to playing the team that in essence you helped create?
Well, I mean, there's always emotions with every football game that we play, and this will be definitely an emotional game. I mean, I recruited the majority of those kids at Black Hills State, and developed a great relationship with them, and they bled for me for some up to 3 years, and it'll be, like I said, emotional beforehand, but just like I've talked before, once that first play goes, emotions will be out the window, and we'll play a football game. And I was looking forward to this game. It should be a great crowd. Our guys are excited to be home, and we've now, I think we've been on our 5th road game, and we've been 1 at home, and we are excited to play at home. And this game won't be about me. It's gonna be about our guys and our guys playing at home in front of our home crowd. And we're extremely excited to play Black Hills State, and we look forward to it happening on Saturday.
I think just kind of some fans of the Rocky Mountain Athletic Conference, when Black Hills State joined, kind of thought that the Yellow Jackets would probably be a pushover the first couple of years, but really, as a credit to you and to John Reiners keeping it going there, they've been anything but. They're allowing 22 points a game, but they're scoring just under 18. So they've been in a majority of the games they've played in, minus a tough one at Idaho State. And they're also doing a good job on defense, allowing just 320 yards a game.
Yeah, you look at their last 3 games. I mean, the Colorado Mesa was a real close game for them. Western State, they got the win, and then Adams State here was a heartbreaking loss for them. And they're in all the games, and they're close. And like I said, we got to go out and do our job and execute, and get after it.
Well, it should be a great atmosphere. The Eagles will host Black Hills State. It's a 1 p.m. kickoff, different than the noon kickoff. It's going to allow Black Hills State to actually travel here Saturday morning. And then I would assume that the next year's game, when we play in Spearfish, will probably either be a late afternoon kick or a night game. It's going to be a great thing, kind of renewing this rivalry. So a bunch of the fans in the region will have a chance to see a lot of regional kids, a lot of local kids playing in this game, and I know it's important for you to let your recruits see that.
Yeah, it's a big game in this area, for our area recruits to show them a little bit about Chadron State football, and the other part is this was when I was a football player. This was my very first football game with Chadron versus Black Hills State back in 1995. So it was a great rivalry back in the 90s, and we're looking forward to get it back.
All right, Coach. Well, best of luck to you. And as a reminder, that kickoff is at 1 p.m. Thanks.
Thank you.